Well, hey, Grace Church, it's Pastor Tom here. I want to come to you this morning, Monday morning, August 26th. Beautiful, almost, it feels like a fall morning, although we're not quite there yet. And I wanted to kind of share with you a couple of needs that we have in our church as it relates to our Sunday morning setup. We are so fortunate every Sunday that everyone jumps in, pitches in, and that tear down after church is going lightning fast now. And so almost every Sunday we're done and ready to walk out that door around 12 or so. But we definitely have a very committed setup team every Sunday morning that could really use a bunch more help. And so we really are coming to you, pleading with you as a church family. So if you're a member or a regular attender, these areas of service are open to you any way you want to serve. And so the form that you have right here before you is will help you kind of guide through and let you know a little bit of explanation about what those areas are you can serve in and how you can and you can tell us how often you can be available for those points of service. So let me just quickly share with you the 4 areas of Sunday service teams that we need for setup each week. And this happens every week. We got busy church and using that gym, which I think is a welcomed response for most everyone who's there. I think all of us know that doesn't happen by accident. That there's a lot of work that goes into it. So here's what you need to know. 1, we need people on the AV team, the audiovisual team. Michael Yarber is our primary leader there, but he's also assisted by DeLon Bradley and Jordan Williams. And we need to get people there early enough so we can get the sound laid out so that Jordan can get his team to have some quality practice on Sunday mornings before everyone rolls in at 9 o'clock. Right now, Jordan is struggling to get much more than 30 minutes of quality practice time, and it would really help him if we can get our team there by 8 o'clock to start practicing, which means we need to get our AV set up, well before that. So if you are willing, maybe you have an interest in this area, trust me, we can train you how to use it and how to do it and how to lay everything out. Michael Yarber will help you do everything you need to know. He'll show you everything you need to know, so will DeLon, so will Jordan. But if you're able to be there, that team starts a little earlier than all the other teams. It's 7 a.m., but they get there a little earlier so that it's easier for everyone else to start setting up around them after the fact. So if you're available to serve on that team, we really encourage you to do so. We need about 2 or 3 people. Maybe you can serve 1 time a month. Maybe you can serve 2 times a month. And heck, maybe you may want to just jump in and start serving most weeks. If that is you, click below that you're interested in that team and tell us how, and then click how much you're available there, whether it's once a week, every week, twice a month, or maybe just once a month, okay? Second team, this is probably where we need the most help because this is the most work that we have as a church. It's the general trailer and setup team. So Lucas Hutchinson is our primary team leader for this, and he's obviously assisted by his brother Forrest. And those 2 young men have been such gifts to our church. They would just serve every Sunday, and they've even said we'll serve every Sunday. But I also want to make sure I care for them well and they don't get burned out. So we need some people to help them. And so a couple other guys have jumped in and helping every week, but we could really use about 2 people extra per week. And so we are trying to find out who might be available to serve, once or twice a month, or maybe even want to jump in there and serve almost every week. Same thing as what I was talking about before with the AV team. The main initiatives for the setup and teardown team, for the setup team, is simply this. You unload a trailer, everything that needs to go to its proper designated area, but you don't set up anything else, okay, except for the pipe and drape, the chairs, and put the signs up. So you have 4 things to do. Unload the trailer, put everything where it's in its designated area. You set up this pipe and drape, all the pipe and drape we need for this Sunday. You set up the chairs, and then you put out the signs. That's it. 4 things. Guys, it's super easy, but it also involves a little bit more help to make sure it happens in a manageable time. So that's our second team that you can plug into. That's the one we need the most. They need to arrive sharply at 7:30, not 7:40, not 7:45, 7:30, so that we get everything set up properly in a time that will allow us to breathe before people start rolling in for Sunday morning Bible study. Third area. I told you earlier, this last team, they're not in charge of setting up the other teams. AV's already got their stuff going. Coffee's already got their stuff going with Paul, which we'll talk about that later. But we need people to help with the children's area. It's not a lot of work, but it is something that will take the stress off of those 4 or 5 guys who are serving on the setup team. And so we need people to come in and simply put up the kids' temporary walls, put out the tables for each class, and then set up the nursery. That will take you about 30 minutes or so. So we need people to arrive about 8:15, so it's ready by 8:45. So if you are willing to do this, Jennifer Lindsay's our team leader, Monda's one of our team leaders on that, and we would love to get you on a rotation. It probably takes 1 or 2 people who can do, I mean, one person can do it in 30 minutes, but if we can get 2 people here every week, it'll make it much easier for everybody, and you can rotate in with those ladies as well. So if you're interested in that team, again, indicate below. And then, of course, our coffee team. We don't need a lot of help on the coffee team, but occasionally either Paul and April, who lead it, has been primarily leading it, and then Chip has been also, since he's been gone, hasn't been able to help, but he will jump back in, I'm assuming, when he gets back. But when those guys are not available, we need some people trained to help with the coffee setup, the hospitality, first impressions, all that fun stuff. That takes about 20 to 30 minutes with one person as well. So those are some key areas that you can jump in, bring a much needed relief to our church, and I hope that you will find it to be a way that you can bless your church. Your time, all right, that's part of it. Your talent, some of you guys have talent in these areas, and of course treasure. We're going to come back with another video about treasure here before long and talk a little bit about our giving. But this is an area right now specifically we need everyone's hands on deck. And so if you'll be willing to jump in there and help us, please indicate in this form below. It'll send me an email, and I'll make sure your team leader reaches out to you and gets you scheduled appropriately. Hey guys, I love you, so much love you, and we will keep on pressing forward. God's got some good things ahead of us, and we see some good things happening in this day. So let's keep moving forward. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.